So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where, for once, we're not really talking about anything current. We will
Well,
we'll have a brief bit of
It's old news already.
of the breaking news, the sort of breaking news that broke F1 the day after we recorded last week. But we'll be looking back today on the amazing career of four-time Formula One world champion Sebastian Vettel, who is retiring at the end of the season. Seb's announcement that he's retiring then absolutely broke the sport. So let's talk about that really quickly. As predicted, Alpine announced Piastri the day after we recorded.
I was almost right. It was almost at 11:30 if you were in Texas.
Yeah. So yeah, they announced Piastri. Piastri a few hours later unannounced Piastri. And we haven't really heard much else since.
Although a lot of people suggest he's going to McLaren and taking Daniel's seat.
It's all very much up in the air. We don't have a lot to talk about because nobody knows what's going on. I've never seen a prospective F1 driver unannounce themselves before.
No doubt everything will be confirmed tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Well, no. Haas say that Formula One is on the sleeps, so it'll be confirmed on the 21st when Formula One wakes up.
Yeah.
We'll provide some context on that Haas quip at some point. Maybe. So yeah, that's that. There's not really much else for us to say apart from where do you think Piastri will actually end up next season? Richard?
It looks like McLaren, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ben?
I don't know. It definitely looks like it'd be McLaren, seeing as what's gone on.
Oh wait, actually, another bit of silly season. There was a random rumor that Mick Schumacher is planning to leave the sport.
Yeah, I think because he's out of contract this season, people are saying Haas aren't going to renew it, so he's out of this. He has no seat. Got nowhere else to go, apart from maybe Alfa Romeo. But I imagine they'd renew Zhou Guanyu or someone else, not Mick. So
yeah. So in other words, it's chaos in Formula One. But yeah, I personally think Piastri's going to end up at McLaren. And who knows who's going to take that Alpine seat? Gasly to Alpine.
People are suggesting that Daniel's going back to Alpine as well. I've seen quite a few people say that.
It's the last team he done half decent with.
Exactly.
It's sort of he sort of kind of has two choices, I feel, with Alpine and Williams.
Yeah.
But then it also depends if Williams want to go out and get a Daniel and spends that amount of money on him.
When there's no guarantee of the results either.
Or maybe he has to take a pay cut to go to Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also depends if he'd be happy to go to Williams.
Yeah, also true. So yeah, that's it for the current F1 news.
Right,
otherwise it's
Albon got a contract as well.
Oh yeah, Albon renews.
Yeah, like the day after Williams were like announcement at 3:00, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" And then it's just like, "Yeah, we've extended Albon's contract," and everyone's just kind of like, "Oh, okay." Next.
Yeah, some more Piastri news, please. So yeah, Seb Vettel debut at the United States Grand Prix 2007 and picked up the quickest fine in F1 history
Speeding in the pit lane.
Speeding in the pit lane immediately in his first session.
What a legend. That's how you do it.
Bit of a rocky start for Seb, but it only went up from there. First race win, 2008, Monza. Monza seems to be the place for surprise wins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Seb, Gasly, Daniel. It's just the circuit to do it. I mean, it helps.
Can't really go wrong, really, can you? With that,
it helps when your rivals for the win crash each other out or enter the pit lane when they're not supposed to. But that's fine.
I loved it when they entered the pit lane. That was great.
Yeah. Good recovery drive though in that race from last and like a minute down to end the points by the end of the race.
Yeah, Seb also had a great race that day as well, didn't he?
Where did Seb finish that day?
His brakes failed.
Oh, yeah, that was that race.
Yes.
He went straight on.
Yeah. And then was told to stop the car.
I'm trying.
Yes. That's what's not happening. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But yeah, 2008 Monza, first win.
Mental win.
It was soaking wet.
Yeah, it was a great drive in the wet.
Done a little bit of research on it, and I don't support gambling, but for like the odds on the race, BAR was 80-1 to qualify first, and also win the race was 80-1. It was like 100-1, and Alonso, who was just like car ahead of Vettel or whatever, in like how fast they were on average, being in like a mid pack or so, he was 33-1. So I'd guess Seb was somewhere around 70-1 to win and qualify first. To put that into perspective of the chance of him winning that race is mental.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly say Alonso was in the mid pack in the 2008 season. He was one of the title contenders.
He's in the Renault.
2008 was Crashgate season.
Yeah,
that was an average Renault at best.
Oh yeah, it was 2007 that he got schooled in the McLaren by upstart rookie Sir Lewis Hamilton. Oh yeah. He then threw his dummy out the pram and went straight back to Renault.
It was changeable conditions in 2008. It started a lot wetter than it ended.
But still very good to pick up your first race win at a track like Monza for technically an Italian team.
I mean, it was Toro Rosso's first win.
It was also in a 2007 spec engine.
Yeah. It just goes to show when we say rain is the great equalizer. Well, it's true. Rain is indeed the great equalizer in Formula One. Then we go to 2009.
Yeah.
Did he move to
Red Bull?
Yeah, that was the move to Red Bull for 2009. And it was the start of things to come. The 2009 Red Bull was all right, if I remember correctly.
But it was sort of the Brawn dominance at the start kind of screwed over the Red Bull.
Yeah.
In a way. But then it was also
Brawn
couldn't upgrade their car at all or anything. So
yeah, Red Bull started to close in. But by that point, it was too late.
Yeah.
And then 2010 came, and the cars might not have looked great in that period of time, but Red Bull made theirs work.
It sounded great.
Adrian Newey masterclass.
It didn't look good, but they sounded
It didn't look good, but it worked.
Yeah. Nothing on top. What was it? The 2013 Caterham though, which is the long nose.
God.
So wrong.
Get worse in 2015.
Oh, I don't know.
Like the Lotus had like 2.
I think the 2013 cars were worse because
didn't the 2015 noses have that like dip? It like started out high and then dips down and no.
Yeah, they did, but I still think the long nose where it came to a natural end. And then there was just this poke out bit, for absolutely no reason.
2015's pretty awful.
Yeah, but go and look at the 2013 Caterham.
I mean, like the 2015 Caterham, it's not great. The 2013's alright. It's flat. It's not.
Was it 2013 that had the really dodgy noses?
I'm pretty sure it's 2015, but
it's 2015.
That is something else. That's not a front nose.
It's a front something.
Yeah, something used for the front.
Oh yeah, it was 2015. The long nose for absolutely no reason.
We've
it never actually raced, but yeah. Oh dear.
We've been graced with a great many few quotes from Seb over the years as well, including in Spain 2016. The one where the Red Bull dives through. If I don't avoid that, he's just going straight through my car. Honestly, what are we doing here? Racing or ping pong?
Or in Sochi, what was it? Also 2016, because I think it was Kvyat again. Crash! Someone hit me turn 1, then hit me again turn 2. Honestly.
It's hilarious. It's honestly brilliant.
It's just the way he exclaims, crash! You're like, yes, you're in the wall, Seb. You've crashed. But yeah, so 2010 to 2013 can best be described as the Sebastian Vettel years.
Yeah.
Won all 4 championships going, done the double each year as well.
Yep.
There was some issues in those years though, with Seb versus Mark Webber.
Multi 21, Seb.
Yeah, but not just that. There was what was it? Turkey? Oh no, India, I think it was, where they took each other out on the straight.
Turkey 2010.
Yeah.
Or was it Turkey?
It was Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like they hit into each other, and then as Webber went around, it looked like Seb sort of tried to go into Webber.
Yeah. They had a couple other ding dongs as well, didn't they? It wasn't just Multi 21 and eventually
there was no blood loss there.
Yeah, it went to Mark Webber just going, nah. Just quitting F1. Because at the time, it's now Max Verstappen, but Sebastian Vettel was Helmut Marko's favourite child.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't.
You can see how leaving that environment aged him terribly, but matured him brilliantly.
Oh, yeah. So he won all 4 championships. 2010 was a close run thing, as was 2012, where it came down to the last race.
Good old Michael Schumacher.
Yeah. I think 2011 and 2013 he wrapped it up beforehand.
Yeah, 2013 was utter dominance. So I worked out earlier, he won 13 of the 19 races with a 68% win rate.
It wasn't 2013 the year he done 9 in a row as well.
I think that was the year he did his 9, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Which is still the all-time Formula 1 record for most consecutive race wins.
It's mental.
Yeah, you couldn't stop him. And then 2014 came.
That stopped him.
And the new regulations came. And up rose the Mercedes, and the Red Bull was nowhere to be.
Yeah.
To be fair, no car was anywhere to be seen in 2014. The two Mercedes guys were winning races by 30 odd seconds at times.
Yeah.
It was bad. 2015, much of the same.
But he won the race at Malaysia.
Yes, he did.
2015.
That was when he went to Ferrari.
Yes.
And it was like, yes, Ferrari is back. And then they weren't.
Correct.
Because they were nowhere in 2016. And then 2017 came along. And that was the fight for 5. 2017 was just a fight. It would have been Seb's 5th. Lewis was 4th. And that was when things started to go a bit AWOL for Ferrari.
Illegal engine.
Yep. And it also created one of my favourite races to talk about. This is one of the low points of Seb. Singapore 2017. The Ferrari sandwich. Sky Sports still actually use that as one of their vignettes for Sky Sports F1 as well.
It's absolutely savage.
It's such an iconic moment, though.
True.
Especially with it being a night race and you've just got the sparks flying everywhere. It looks amazing. But yeah, I still proportion most of the blame for Singapore 2017 on Seb. I will be honest. He doesn't need to cut across the way he does. If he doesn't, it doesn't happen.
And yet, apparently, that was all Verstappen's fault, according to the internet.
No, that Verstappen likes to crash.
Crashtappen, look at what he caused. No, he's a passenger.
That one had nothing to do with him. I'll apportion the blame of many things to Max Verstappen. That one is not one of them.
It's like, where is he going to go?
Yeah, he's literally going in a straight line.
And he's got Kimi to the left of him, Sebastian to the right.
Kimi to the left of me, Seb to the right.
And
Here
there he
I
was,
crashing
stuck in the middle.
with you.
And crashing into Alonso too.
Yeah. Got damage. Ah!
Round 2, fight.
It's just the way how Alonso continued with just this massive hole in his car. It's fine.
They were a few years too early for the AlphaTauri boys and their duct tape.
Even duct tape couldn't have fixed that.
I would have hedged a bet that you could probably have taped that over and it might have worked. I'd be interested to see it happen.
He's done quite a few laps with just a hole in his car, though. Because he even took the safety car restart, if I remember right.
Now, it wouldn't survive the FIA's safety regulations on impact, but full duct tape car, that's going to be quite lightweight.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so Singapore 2017 basically ended that championship fight. Lewis went on quite a run afterwards and just wrapped up the title.
And then they came back for 2018.
Yeah, 2018, the fight for 5. And it started in controversial circumstances, with Seb basically, in essence, gaining a position under the virtual safety car because of a quirk in the rules which still exists. And that if you're pitting, you're not considered to be on the track.
Yep.
So you don't have to follow the virtual safety car delta. You can just go flat out from the second you cross the white line.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, he was on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's nothing to do with Seb that he won that race. It was controversial, don't get me wrong. A bit like the one that we forgot to talk about in the 2017 season. Baku.
Oh, God.
Mm. very, very, very lucky not to be disqualified.
This is like the worst retirement message to Sebastian Vettel ever made.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
going to
thanks,
get to the
Chris.
high points soon. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Well, we just on him first. Like, why are we even him in the first place? Come on, man.
We do the low
What's the
points
guy
and then we
done?
do the good stuff.
Lewis announces his retirement. I'm gonna.
Beep, 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 beep.
I hope you've accepted that.
It's all right, you won't be invited on that week. I'll do it myself.
I host, edit, and upload this. You won't be the one that's invited.
I'll do it myself. But yeah, Baku 2017, questionable.
Look, everyone gets an angry moment at some point.
Yeah,
That was his.
and still somehow finished in front of Lewis as well because of a dodgy headrest.
Karma. Where
So,
is
yeah.
Karma?
20...
All right, now onto the 2020 season.
2018 season.
What else has
Because-
he done that's terrible?
It was probably the best chance of winning a world championship, and he just got by Ferrari
Well,
And the Hockenheim hairpin.
and the Hockenheim hairpin. Yeah, a big sack.
Yep.
But he did win the British Grand Prix,
Yep.
wow.
so
One
was-
positive.
Yeah.
Silence. Done. That was it. That was the only positive.
no, we'll talk about the positives in a few moments. 2019, the Ferrari illegal engine got found out.
Yeah.
What a great engine that
Bye.
was. That was a
Yeah.
fantastic engine.
You can talk about
Mm.
Brazil as well if you want to talk about Downs.
What happened in Brazil again?
He hit his teammate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mein Gott, muss das sein? So ein
Oh, yeah.
Verbrauch.
that was that 2019 Brazil?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was 50-50. I thought Charles could have done a bit more to avoid it.
So, yeah, okay, fine. Because we're not trying to rag on Seb too much, I'll agree with you.
Oh, that one was absolutely Seb's fault.
Oh, for God's sake, Chris, you ruined the facade.
Absolutely Seb's fault. And then 2020, the Ferrari was just like,
Yeah.
I felt
Seb
so
goes
bad for
spin.
Seb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, at least he got that win in Singapore.
he did.
That was Ferrari's last win before this season, wasn't it?
Yes.
Statman. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Superhero.
Did Ferrari win in 2021?
No.
No, it was
They
just
came second.
yeah. Yeah, 2021 he moved to Aston and got a podium.
Should have been
Yeah.
2.
Oh yeah, we speak about that.
Yeah, was
Hungary.
unfortunately disqualified at Hungary, but Baku podium.
Baku podium was great.
Baku podium was amazing.
Good bit of strategy from the Aston Martin boys there.
Yeah.
Ferrari could have learnt a thing or two from that.
Do you reckon that was Ferrari's downfall of their strategies, Seb going?
Well, yeah, because Seb did the strategies.
Yeah, Seb just made up the strategy on the track. Ferrari told him what to do, and he just went, "No."
Well, no, he
Yeah.
kept having conversations with Ferrari, and it was like, well,
Yeah.
okay, what lap times do I need to do then? And it was like, what lap times do I need to do to make this, and this work? And then
Yeah.
they'd actually give him an answer.
It did
So
not happen.
Ferrari didn't
We're
have a
checking.
strategist. It was Sebastian.
It happened in Spain, didn't it? Where they just left
Yeah.
Seb out.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What's the strategy?" We don't know.
Yeah, he came P7 that race, though, did he not?
Because he saved the strategy.
And Leclerc just went spin.
He had like an engine problem, didn't he? Something like that.
Yeah, his engine just seized
Yeah.
and then done a lap with no seatbelts on. No fine. Unlike Brazil 2021, when how dare Lewis take his seatbelts off on
Correct.
the cool down lap.
Correct. That was something from Charlie Whiting's era that got raised, and he should have known better.
Yeah, we seen that, but Charlie didn't even care that much.
No, he didn't. He really didn't.
No, we saw that driver's briefing when Roman became a grass.
I love it. Everyone's just like trying to give everyone a subtle dig. It's just like, yeah, but what about what he did?
Yeah, but it was great. It was like, yeah, are we allowed to loosen the belt? Charlie's like, yeah, I think he loosened the belts. And Roman's like, no, he didn't. He took them off. And bring back the driver's briefing videos, please, Formula One. Please. Especially apparently how feisty they get now. Seb just leaving one because this. Had enough of you.
Understandable.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, we came to 2022. The Aston Martins this year. So he's not really had the opportunity to do much. And he announced his retirement. Big sad.
Right. After what all of you said. Big sad that he's going.
Exactly. Now time to talk about Seb's best moments.
And that is all of Seb's best moments.
And let's start off with one of his best moments off track. And that is Seb appearing on BBC Question Time and being the best person on that week's episode of BBC Question Time.
Right. He was the best person that's ever been on it because he doesn't have a political agenda. He's not trying to push any party's votes. He's not trying to win anybody's votes. He's just there because he wanted to be.
Literally.
Why did he want to be? I don't know. But shout out to him.
And you know what? Fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. He's taken up quite an active stance in his campaigning.
Yep.
And all for it.
Particularly environmental and rights as well. He had the Women on Track event in Saudi Arabia, was it?
Yeah.
Which is just completely unheard of, and Seb just like, well, I'm 4-time Formula One world champion. I'm doing this.
Yeah. And he wears a lot of like Pride stuff as well, like the Pride Converse shoes and the bike as well. So.
And the rainbow helmets.
And rainbow helmets.
Because he goes, I'm 4-time Formula One world champion.
Yeah.
Try and stop me.
Literally. Because Formula One can't exactly persona non gratis him because he's 4-time Formula One world champion. The team can't really say anything because he's a 4-time Formula One world champion.
And would you want to be seen to say something when he's standing up for something good?
Exactly.
Because if you're saying something and you're having a problem with it, I mean, not a good public image.
When we're in Saudi Arabia, it's not a good public image anyway, but...
No, but you take the hand you're dealt.
Yeah.
When Formula One upper management decides that money overrides everything, then you make your stand by doing your bit while you're there.
Driver briefing. We thought F1 Twitter was bad. That was chaos when everyone was speculating on what was going on in that meeting.
Yeah.
What a night. The team principals have arrived. They've left again. They're back. And they've left.
I would love to see a recording of that briefing.
Oh, yeah. Formula One, please upload that to YouTube.
Like the 3-hour...
The full thing.
You just see missiles blowing up in the background.
Should be racing.
Formula One, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
The drivers, is it though?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. We promise.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, yeah. Highlights of Seb's career on track. Obviously, 4 Formula One World Championships.
Yeah.
You can't really argue with that.
I mean, he won the Italian Grand Prix with Ferrari.
Yeah. But winning 1 World Championship is incredibly difficult. To win 4 is...
In a row.
In a row, yeah, is madness.
There's very few people who have done 4. There's even fewer people who have done 4 in a row.
I think there's only 2 have done 4 in a row.
I think so, yeah.
And that's Michael Schumacher and Seb Vettel.
Lewis said before in a row. He did 3 in a row, didn't he?
Yeah, he done 3 in a row twice.
Yeah.
And 2008.
2016 world champion.
Because he did 2017 to 20. And then
17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 4.
He makes a good point there.
Oh, yeah, because it was 2. 2 a year off 4. So, sorry, 3 drivers have done 4 in a row. 2 of them...
Maths.
2 of them are 7-time world champions. And Seb's the only person to win all of his world championships in a row. Unless he somehow miraculously wins this season's world championship, in which case, what have Aston Martin done? And well done, Seb.
What have Aston Martin done? And why isn't it illegal?
Yeah. They literally just show up in a Ferrari. It's like,
Ferrari.
This is our car.
Just painted it green. And then halfway around the first lap, the paint just peels off.
You just see like you know how the fluoro paint?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah, it's
but
just Volves.
No, the red is just flying off because it didn't dry.
It's like the Alpha Max Nova 1 thing from Baku 2021. Toto tries to phone. It's like, I'm driving your Mercedes. But instead, he's driving the Ferrari.
Seb has also had plenty of funny moments in the interview room, the press conferences.
Yeah. Seb telling a joke.
Absolute silence. Seb doing his Crocodile Dundee impression.
Yep.
The gentleman, a short fuel back to the past, being met with, could you repeat the question, please?
One of them where the interviewer was like, so what are your plans over the winter break? And he was like, what are your plans?
Or the one where he was like, Lewis says, like, have another kid. And he's like, yeah, quickly done. I think one of my favorites was when, was it, I'm pretty sure, it was Seb and Michael, wasn't it, that pranked Nico and got him to go really close to the mic. So that he was like proper distorted. And they're just sat there cracking up. And Nico's there just like, thinking that he needs to go even louder. And his mic's just like barely clinging on to life.
Seb as well, when it was
I'm gonna find
when
that.
Lewis got asked, which like, do you drive different with Verstappen? Lewis gives an in-depth answer, and Seb's just like, yes. Moving on. Or when they wound up Kimmy, and it's like, Kimmy loves to party, and Seb's just sitting there buckled.
Kimmy's like, huh? You said my name?
I don't understand.
I'm pretty sure that man just zones out until someone says his name.
Oh, yeah.
Just the little moments, you know?
When they pranked the only driver to beat Lewis Hamilton in the same car, 2016 Formula 1 world champion Nico Rosberg.
Monaco-based YouTuber Nico Rosberg.
Monaco-based YouTuber Nico Rosberg. Yeah. On the track as well. So some touching moments. End of the 2020 season when he sang a song for Ferrari. On the cool down lap.
It's not the first time he sang for Ferrari either. He sang when he won a race. I think it was 2015. I don't know. I can't remember. But he's done multiple iconic post-race mics, hasn't he? I was thinking, ring ding 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 ding.
I've just found my favourite one of them, and that reminded me of Baku 2021 when the race finished. He finished second, and he said, Feliz Navidad, which means Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad, or whatever you say to Checo.
Checo got his revenge on that one with his tweet about Seb's retirement, because he said Merry Christmas in German on that. So Checo's just been holding that one, just waiting for the right time.
Was it Seb that declared on the radio at one point, like, now we can fight in the Ferrari? It's just like, no, not happening.
Yeah, Ferrari's back. Malaysia 2015. Sorry, mate. I love the optimism, but
you'll be back in 2 years when you have an illegal engine. But yeah. What else is there?
I mean, his relationship with Michael and then Mick.
Yeah.
Wholesome AF.
Didn't he play football with Mick during one of like the extensive red flags at a race?
Yeah. I think it was Spa.
Probably, when we had like 4.5 hours of red flags.
Lando just had us sleep.
Yeah, we had some rubber duck races at Spa.
Oh, that's just Williams, mate. That's tradition for them. But
well, not so much rubber duck races, like paper boat races and
Yeah.
stuff. Down the pit lane. Yeah, what else? Obviously, a lot of the 2017 season. Was it 2018 Canadian Grand Prix as well? Seb decided to become a steward and endeared himself to the hearts of men by just moving the position boards.
Yeah.
In Parc Fermé.
I mean, also his time in Ferrari, wasn't that when the Blue Flag song came out?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Blue flag, blue flag, blue flag.
I mean, you gotta love the guy for that. I know
Yeah.
he didn't make the song, but he's just so in the zone. He's just like, blue flag.
Blue flag. Come on, blue flag.
Lost a second for nothing.
What else is there from Seb? Also, yeah, the 2019 Singapore Grand Prix. It was just some good driving to make the most of the strategy call.
Yeah.
The one time Ferrari actually got it right, albeit they screwed over Charles for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Like, Charles should have won that race.
Yeah.
Ferrari just went, no.
Classic Ferrari thing.
Yes.
Uh,
Charles radio over that weekend as well.
Honestly, I think it's just a shame that Ferrari were never able to give Seb the package the full year long.
Yeah.
Like they did at the start of the 2018 season, they were very competitive. 2017,
I'd dispute in 2017 and 2018 they had the faster car.
And then
And
it was
just
their
not the
through
faster
season development.
Yeah.
But so I've just seen another radio quote of there's something loose between my legs.
Yes.
Apart from the obvious.
If it was the obvious, I'd be proud. But it's not.
I love that. You have something that may cause a monumental failure, yet you're still able to joke about it.
What was actually Lewis? It was a bolt.
I think it
or
was
something.
a spanner. It was
Yeah.
one of the mechanics' little spanners. They dropped it.
Yeah, he won in Monza in front of the Tifosi.
I mean, Ferrari driver winning the Italian Grand Prix, like,
Yeah.
that's the one, isn't it? Like, I know there's the whole British driver wins Silverstone, but the Tifosi take it to another level.
He won in Spa. He wins in Monza.
With no one in the crowd, yeah. No, Charles did have people in the crowd, didn't he? Yeah, that was good. I'm thinking of Gasly. Gets his first race win.
I mean, it wasn't a sold out Monza, but
no,
2019 it was a sold out Monza.
I mean, the grid looked pretty full. So
didn't Charles win Monza in
I don't know why I thought Leclerc won in 2021. That was Ricardo.
Yeah. And then if you think of 2020, it was Gasly.
Yeah.
Pierre.
Gasly.
Seb will definitely be missed in the paddock.
I mean, he's got one of the. He's almost at 300 race entries.
Yeah.
Like
he's going to finish one off joining the 300 club.
Which is sad because there's only 6 people in that currently, something like that.
Yeah. 300 club's quite small.
And if Russia hadn't been taken off the calendar, then he would have got 300.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 53 wins. That's what, 3rd in the list all time?
Yes.
Because it's Lewis on 103. Then it's Michael on 91.
Then it's Seb.
And then it's Seb on 53.
Yeah. Then it's Prost, Senna, Alonso, Mansell, Verstappen.
I mean, Seb's got 4 championships, 53 wins, 122 podiums, 57 pole positions, and 38 fastest laps. That's some good stats.
You can't really question them, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get 57 pole positions by being naff.
Yeah. You'd get them with an illegal engine.
You still got to be a decent driver to put it on pole.
That's an interesting tactic to take pole position. Just don't do the lap.
Seb is 4th in the all-time list of pole sitters.
Yeah.
And he is a long way clear of 5th. 5th is joint between Jim Clark and Alan Prost, who both have 33. Seb's on 57.
There was one more driver done 4 world championships in a row that we didn't count.
It's going to be back in the 50s, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it Fangio?
Yes. 54 to 57.
Seb would be proud. he knows all of them.
Yeah.
In reverse chronological order.
Which is
nuts.
Very impressive.
Yeah, but we love him for it.
So yeah, only 5 drivers have done 4 world championships in a row. They have done 4 world championships, and of that, 4 of them done 4 in a row.
Dominance.
There is, however, 34 world champions. So 30 have not been able to do 4 in a row. Only 4 have. That's levels. Seb is also still the youngest world drivers champion in history.
Something that probably won't change now.
There's still scope for it to change because it was 23 years and 134 days.
Okay, yeah, I suppose there is enough wiggle room there.
Yeah, he beat Lewis by 164 days for that title. And then Mr. Horner will be very disappointed because Max did not win that moniker. Max is 4th.
At least he's got one.
Wow.
Yep. So it's Seb and then Lewis. Who's 3rd?
Youngest drivers champion.
Yes, it is. Formula One young driver. Fernando Alonso.
Yeah. Because he was 24
and
and like 5 days or something.
58 days.
So,
He beat Max
by...
There's a 5. I'll take the moral win there.
Max by 15 days.
I mean, part of that comes down to at what point in the year the season finished.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the 2005 season finished somewhat earlier than the 2021 season did.
Oh well, what a shame.
Just another one of those caveats, isn't it?
Yeah. Lewis is the second youngest Formula One driver in history to win a world championship. He's also the 9th oldest.
Who's the oldest?
The oldest is Fangio.
Yeah, because he's like
they started
in his 40s.
That record is never going to be beaten. Fangio was...
Fernando Alonso says bet.
In his Aston Martin next year.
2025 Formula One world champion with Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, Fangio was 46 years and 41 days when he won his...
Okay, Nando's just hit 41. So... Are you playing for a Jensen comeback?
Return. Yeah, he's 42. Still a couple of years yet.
Seb's record, though, isn't infallible in terms of back-to-back world championships. There's one driver done more, and that's Schumacher. He's done 5. He's done 5 in a row. Apologies. Between 2000 and 2004.
Legend status. Which is kind of why I'm disappointed with Ferrari, because Seb went to Ferrari so that he could emulate his hero, Michael. Couldn't because Ferrari just weren't quick enough. Yeah. But he tried it, you know. He stepped out of the comfort zone and he tried it. He could have just stayed with Red Bull.
There we go. Rubens Barrichello comeback, 50 years of age.
Who is this? No, Mika Hakkinen needs to come back from a sabbatical.
Sabbatical, yeah, it's endless sabbatical. How old is Mika now? Like 60 odd?
I'd say 58. That's my guess.
So Seb is going to miss out on being the 7th driver.
Oh, 5 years out.
Yeah, because of Russia being bad people and invading the Ukraine. Seb is going to miss out on becoming only the 7th driver to join the 300 club.
Petition for Formula One to throw an extra race just to round up Seb's numbers.
Insert Hockenheim.
Bahrain out of part 2. Wait, no, we've been to Bahrain.
Didn't stop us going back before.
Yeah.
I meant we've already done the season.
They'll probably just use guitar, so...
Some of Seb's other records, he is 10th for most consecutive race starts of all time with 159.
Yeah, I've got the best comeback you could have. Jos Verstappen to beat his son.
How old is he?
50 years old, same as Barrichello.
Seb is 2nd for most consecutive race entries with 280. Beaten only by Rubens Barrichello with 326 consecutive race entries. That's from 1993 to 2011. That's madness.
Especially considering he got injured in a qualifying.
Yeah. See, that's why Rubens isn't there for most consecutive race starts, but consecutive race entries.
It wasn't qualifying, it was practice, but same difference.
Yeah.
He was injured.
The only person
and wasn't it Barrichello that had the spring hit his head, so he was unconscious? Was that the race, or was that...
wasn't that Massa that had the spring hit?
It was Massa.
It hit Massa.
Brazilians in Ferraris, they all look the same.
Yeah, the only person that can currently beat Seb to 2nd on most consecutive race entries is actually Daniel Ricciardo, because his run is ongoing at 223.
That's not going to happen, is it?
So Ricardo will slot into 5th when he overtakes Giancarlo Fisichella. Let's find some other for Seb.
When I'm still trying to find a 46-year-old F1 driver. The closest I've got is Jarno Trulli being 48 years of age.
He's third in all time for wins. First for wins of the season with 13 from 19 races in 2013. Fourth for best percentage wins in a single season. First for most consecutive wins. Oh,
well, Pablo Montoya.
JPM comeback.
If Juan could only win one
Formula One
race,
which one would Juan want to win?
Incredible.
Surely that. My God, why was that a World Championship round? Back when we used to run the Indy 500 as a Formula One race.
Yeah.
What, Indianapolis?
What other Indy 500 do you know of, Ben?
The one that's not an Indy.
Most races without a win, Nico Hülkenberg. Third, big sad. He's not on that list. That's just the Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher list, to be fair. Most wins at a single Grand Prix. Michael and Lewis are tied for 3 different positions on that list. Come on, surely there's more separate. Most consecutive seasons with at least 1 Grand Prix win. Seb Vettel, 10th with 6. Tied with Sir Jackie Stewart. He's 4th for all-time pole positions. 5th for most consecutive pole positions at a single Grand Prix. What venue was it?
Consecutive pole. What? Sorry.
Consecutive pole positions at a single Grand Prix. He done it between 2009 and 2012. What race?
Singapore.
No.
Is it Abu Dhabi?
It is Japan.
Yes! Second guess. I will take that.
It's a shame that he didn't win it in 2011.
Who holds that record and for which circuit?
What, pole positions?
Pole position, consecutive pole positions at a single Grand Prix.
Is it 8?
No, it's 7.
Oh.
Is it Ayrton Senna, Monaco?
Ayrton Senna, yes. Monaco, no.
Brazil.
No.
Britain.
No.
Spa.
No.
What tracks are around in the Imola?
Yes.
Yes.
San Marino Grand Prix.
Pick the old ones.
Most pole positions in a season. Seb holds the ultimate record for 15 in a single season.
Madness.
Out of 19 races. However, he doesn't hold the record for highest percentage of pole positions in a season.
That's Michael, isn't it?
No, that's Nigel Mansell. 14 poles from 16 races, 87%.
Jesus.
Michael isn't even on the list of top 10.
Michael's got a 100% podium finish in a title-winning season, though.
Yeah, that is a record, I believe. Seb's the all-time youngest pole sitter at 21 years and 72 days.
And that is your Monza 2008.
Yeah.
Beat Charles by 93 days.
Damn. So if Sauber had promoted him a year earlier, if he'd just gone straight into Ferrari.
He's 5th in the all-time list for fastest laps with 38.
Didn't he get the most overtakes last year as well?
Yeah, he got his 1 million jelly beans.
Yeah. The Crypto.com award.
I'm sure that's the award he wanted the most.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably the easiest award for the mid-pack to get because they're always fighting with each other.
Lance Stroll is leading the way.
Oh, God.
Because he has qualified so badly this season. Seb's in second. Because Seb's just been able to overtake people in the race.
8th for the all-time youngest driver to post the fastest lap. Who's the first one?
What, youngest driver, fastest lap? Lewis.
No.
Oh. Verstappen.
Yes. Who's second?
Lewis. If in doubt, Lewis.
Lewis is 10th.
Wow, okay. Youngest drivers, fastest lap.
Lando?
Is Lando at the 2020 Austrian Grand Prix?
Neat. Where's Charles?
Charles is 4th.
Oh, okay. Wait, who's
behind
third?
Nico Rosberg.
The
Monaco-based YouTuber.
The 2016 equal championship beating Lewis Hamilton, Monaco-based YouTuber.
Seb's 3rd for all-time podium finishes. Behind 2 drivers. I think we all know who they are. There is one driver in Formula One history to hold a 100% podium finishing rate. How many races did they enter?
1.
Yes. It's Dorino Serafini in 1950.
And that was
one
the
race,
US Grand Prix.
I don't know. I can't
100%.
say. It doesn't say.
That was going to be the Indianapolis one, Indy 500.
Most likely.
It's got to be.
Most podium finishes in a season. Seb is joint 2nd with Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. He's also joint 9 with Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen holds that record, 1 podium ahead of the others. Consecutive podiums, Seb's 4th. I'm assuming you know who's 1st and 2nd, but who's 3rd?
What, consecutive podiums?
Yes.
Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri's not even top 10.
Oh, God. So Seb's 4th. Michael 1.
Seb is 4th and 5th. He's joint 4th with himself.
So we're saying 1 and 2 is Michael and Lewis.
Yes.
So 3 is Rubens Barrichello.
No.
Wait, what was the thing again?
Most consecutive podium finishes.
Max?
No.
Oh.
Are you sure it's not Rubens?
Quite certain. I'm looking at the list.
Massa?
Kimi?
No.
What are we in the right era?
Yeah.
The record was set between 2005 and 2006.
Alonso.
Yes.
See, you give me the year, I know it.
That was with 15 podiums. But yes, Seb holds that record twice, actually, with 11. 2010 Brazilian to 2011 British, and 2013 German to 2013 Brazilian.
Solid.
Let's keep going. What else can we find? Some records for Seb. He's the 4th youngest driver to score a podium. Oh my God, I can't believe he's 2nd.
It's going to be like Maldonado 1 or something.
No, by 11 days, this man was nearly the youngest ever podium sitter in Formula One.
Lance Stroll?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank God for those 11 days.
Max Verstappen, 18 years, 228 days. Lance Stroll, 18 years, 239 days. That's unsettling.
That's Baku 2017.
Yep.
And he got 3rd, but would have been 2nd had Valtteri Bottas not pipped him on the line. Good job,
Seb
Valtteri.
is 2nd for all-time career point points. He's 5th for all-time points finishes. He is joint 7th and joint 9th for most consecutive points finishes.
Basically, he's at almost the top of every stat going that's anything good.
Yeah, 3rd for most consecutive points scored. 3rd for highest average points per race started. Yeah, 3rd for most championship points in a single season. 5th for most championship points in a single season. 5th for youngest driver to score points. He's just had an incredible career, hasn't he? We could keep going and find more Seb stats.
Because the stats don't lie.
Yeah.
They're there to be broken.
That's records.
Yeah.
God, get your Michael Schumacher quote right.
Come on, Michael's Seb's mentor. You need to get his quotes right. But yeah, hopefully we'll see Seb on the podium at some point this season. There's still 9 races to go. If George can finish on the podium in Spa, Seb can.
That's a big leap, that.
George was in a
There's also...
Yeah, George also wasn't a race.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee there'll be a race this year.
This is Spa. True. Or any other year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
But yeah, what's next for Seb? Will we see him back in Formula 1, I think? Not as a driver,
in a
obviously.
shock move, Ferrari announced their new chief strategist, Sebastian Vettel.
Working remotely from Germany.
He'd still do a better job than the Ferrari pit wall.
Oh, yeah.
Does he live in Switzerland?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's German, so therefore he must live in Germany, right? That's how it works.
As a Monaco-based YouTuber.
Monaco-based YouTuber. Who said that? How did that happen?
I think it was the Telegraph.
Yeah.
It's a headline. So.
Monaco-based YouTuber Nico Rosberg. Oh dear.
Oh, it's Top Gear.
Oh, was it?
Oh no.
That's Top Pants.
Top Gear.
I mean, if it was old Top Gear, I'd rate it more.
Yeah.
Me and the homies don't like new Top Gear.
It was okay.
The Grand
It's better than it was, but it's still not what it was before.
Yeah. Bring back Jezza.
But I don't think the BBC will agree with you.
I think we're past that point now, anyway.
Especially now.
But yeah, I'm thinking we might see him in a role at the FIA at some point.
I think he'd be like an advisory role somewhere.
Or a driver's
ambassador.
Steward.
I think we could see him as a driver's steward.
I really hope so. What was it Fernando said? All the time you have to leave it a space?
He did not leave it a space. 5 seconds. Yeah, it would be good to see him in race control. I think he would have some really good insight. Especially as a 4-time Formula 1 world champion.
Yeah. It's definitely going to take someone to pick an argument with that. Oh my God, what do you know about Formula 1? Pulls out resume. Check out all of these. Hit stats.
So he just puts up like him winning the world championship on the race control TV. Observe.
Him bowing in front of the car.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be a few...
He just pulls out a scroll and just like chucks it. It's like, well.
I think it'll be a few years before we see him back in Formula 1, though.
Yeah.
I think he will take a couple of years out.
Yeah, and I don't blame him.
We'll still see him around because there's still a race to win, as he says.
Still got the rest of this season.
I think that's why he's got Instagram now, so he can like advertise through Instagram rather than through F1 media.
Yeah.
He can do it himself rather than through a team or through a third party. It's his.
Yeah, because otherwise he'd have really no way of doing it.
But yeah, we will miss Seb. He has been great ambassador for the sport, and we do hope to see him back in the paddock at some point. He does have a permanent paddock pass, that being said, as a Formula One world champion.
Hey Seb, if you want to loan it to me anytime, yeah, hit me up.
No, because that got Nico Rosberg in trouble once, but he gave out his world champion pass.
Okay, maybe not, but Seb, like, hit me up, take me along, yeah. Cheers, mate.
But yeah, so I think the only people to ever get in trouble or have their championship pass revoked is Nelson Piquet for being a naughty boy, and Nico Rosberg for giving it out to someone.
2016 Formula One YouTuber.
That's a big difference. I beat Lewis Hamilton in equal machinery on the Formula One game.
Yeah. I'll put that on my CV.
Yep. Yeah, I would.
But yeah, do we have anything else to touch on? We've touched on the not so good points, touched on the good points.
There's a couple things, not as Seb related, but the first thing is on a shout out Brighton Football Club for putting a picture of Lewis Dunk and then caption it. Get in there, Lewis. Yeah, that's incredible. And then the main thing is Singapore's coming to Call of Duty.
Yes, I've seen that today actually. With actual cars racing on the circuit as well.
Yep.
Despite the fact that there's literally a fight going on in the pit lane. No red flag, no.
No. Well, I mean, that's where they'd be going if you red flagged the race. So surely keeping the race going would keep the drivers safer so they're not driving into an active war zone.
Oh, no, because I think there's still the red flag line on the circuit as well. So that if the pit lane is blocked and that's what's caused the red flag, they like form up on the grid.
Oh, right, fair. That's right. We'll just throw an aid over into the pit straight.
Have that, Lewis. Bang.
Here's the Semtex for you.
But yeah, a few details of that map have still to be revealed. It
was only announced today, wasn't it? Today, yesterday, something like that. They did it in the Oscar Piastri denies Alpine tweet format as well, which was brilliant.
Because I don't know if it'll be like, do you remember the Black Ops 2 map that was in a train station where you can literally just get scalped by the train?
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to get scalped by a Formula One car.
It looks like you're limited to the pit lane.
Oh, that's disappointing.
So, but I don't know.
And like an hour walking around the track.
Yeah, I don't think it's the whole Marina Bay circuit.
No.
Even
if you can get onto the like the actual pit straight with the cars just flying back, that would be good.
Who did you get killed by? Lewis.
I'd love to make.
You've seen the fake Pirellis in the trailer as well.
They can make it crossplay with F1 22, so then you get like murdered on the game. And you just get sent into Modern Warfare 2 Singapore.
Crossplay. Crossplay is coming to F1 22.
I was about to say, speaking of crossplay,
make it a cross game.
The crossplay betas are going live now. I think the first one happened.
One's just ended, and then the next
and it
one's
was
starting
absolutely
in 4
chaos,
days.
from what I understand.
Undoubtedly, it's run by EA now. Ben, are you saying like when you punt into the wall so hard, your screen goes black, and then it's instead of waking up in Skyrim, you wake up
into Modern Warfare 2 in an open lobby, and you can just shoot at the person who murdered you. You just get vengeance back.
Oh, you're finally awake.
You have a right rear puncture. It's speaking of F122, I still find it weird hearing that new engineer because it's all of Jeff's lines.
Slightly
totally
redone.
Different guys saying them, and you're like, no, Jeff, bring him back.
I want Jeff.
Why couldn't they at least have made Jeff like a selectable audio?
Yeah, they do it in. Oh, maybe he's coming as paid DLC.
Jeff.
God.
The Jeff DLC.
Because
you can choose between Crofty and Alex Jakes as your commentator.
Yeah. Like, I know they've done that, and I'm thinking of other games like Call of Duty. Your announcer you can change, and like they had Snoop Dogg do it, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
like there's scope to be able to add that sort of ability.
They literally have all of the game files anyway.
True, very true.
And it's all the same words.
There is a way to get Jeff in F122, but it is a mod, and you will have to be on PC.
Yeah.
But
there's probably a mod where you can set Thomas the Tank Engine as your pet announcer.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
I'd love that. Instead of the F1 theme, it's just Thomas and friends. And here we are on the grid, and lining up at the back is Henry, and in front of him comes Gordon.
But here comes Thomas.
But here comes the fat controller.
No. It's Sir Top and Hatton now.
Sod that.
Who is your commentator for F122? Who have you selected?
I've still got Crofty.
Oh,
no, I've got
Ben,
Alex,
Nia.
All the future assume I have the game.
Oh, have you played F1 2009 yet?
No, I'll do it tomorrow. I got day after.
Yeah, I was going to say you literally bought it in an episode months ago.
A year ago.
Still haven't played it.
In like December.
Yeah.
I have it still.
I've still got it as well, actually.
We're going to crash the online lobbies. 3 players tried to log on. Oh my God. Fires.
I think the servers have probably been switched off.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah. But it's an iconic game. It's not a good game.
It was the first licensed Formula One game made by Codemasters. That's you look at F122 and you take a look back at F1 2009. Those are the grassroots, absolute bedrock foundations that were built upon.
Weird.
And then Jeff disappeared.
Yeah, poor Jeff.
Jeff got made redundant. budget cuts.
But yeah, is that us for this week?
I think so. I think that's a suitable amount of waffle.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, not quite.
Oh God. 2 secs, Ted.
I asked some people on social media for their highlights of Sebastian's career for this week's episode.
And they said
got one reply.
We're so famous.
And we've talked about them all. His first win in F1 at Monza.
Yep.
2010 championship where he only led the championship at the final race. Yep. And then 9 wins in a row.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jamie, for sending me that. Appreciated, mate.
You're so grateful, aren't you?
Hey, look.
One bit of content you get back and you just pile it straight back in his face.
Thanks for getting back to us, but we already did all of it.
We already done that, mate. Come on.
Try and think of something original, yeah?
Yeah. So that wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. Join us next week where we'll finally be talking about the
Thomas Tank Engine.
Where we'll finally be talking about the support races from Hungary, and we'll probably have an update on silly season because it will have likely got even more silly.
Tomorrow, probably.
Hey.
Yeah. And we'll have a mid-season review coming as well.
Yeah.
Then the week after, it'll be time for the Spa preview.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have a race this year.
Yes. That's all I have to say on that. Yes.
Please.
But if you want to get involved in our discussions about Sebastian Vettel's career, please do put it in the comments, put it on social media, put it somewhere, and we'll see if we see it. Yeah.
Tag us.
Send us a message. Send us an email if you like. Formula One teams, pick your inbox.
Sky and Channel 4 and FIA.
Yeah. And Formula One and the FIA.
We didn't send one to the BBC.
Oh yeah, we need to email the BBC. We'll do that after we finish recording. But yeah, Haas, thank you for responding quickly. We know it's the summer break. That's why we emailed you.
Oh, that is quality. Thomas, to you and friends, contact us. So we could get Thomas and some of his friends on the podcast.
This is
devolved into chaos.
This is why we don't let Ben run the emails.
This is great.
Yes. We'd look at the outbox and it'd be like Thomas the Tank Engine, Bob the Builder, the Tweenies,
Juggington.
Thank you
Peaky
very
Blinders.
much. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Ta-ra for now.